What's up? I started the stream early for a reason. I need y'all to help me equalize my microphone. I'm not satisfied with the amount of tinniness I'm hearing in the playbacks. So, good afternoon. Where are you, Rune Monkey? Okay, so help me with the levels here. I've got the equalizer up, and I'm gonna send him to stop child trafficking. No, I am gonna lower the high notes so that. Okay, good night. There you go. I'm gonna lower the high notes, and please tell me when it starts to sound. I don't know, a little more even. Testing. We're trying to take out some of the high S's, and some of the sort of tinniness. So tell me when it gets to be too much. More plosives, splosives, explosion, spelunking. S's and plosives will help. I'm doing my best. You see. I love the main menu of this game. So pretty. It's extremely pretty. Get like angry, try to make it clip. Well, I mean, it's fairly easy to be angry today. Have you seen what's going on in the news? It's like it's a new thing every day. It's like it's that thing about it's like. The only thing that makes me feel okay about the entire situation is that it's so clear that Donald Trump has no interest in governing at all. And what he's trying to do is basically turn the entirety of the United States into his own RFK confirmed polio is so back. Oh my God, yeah. Donald Trump is just trying to turn the entire country into his own personal reality TV show because that's all he can conceive of in his stupid little brain. So that's what gives me hope, that it's just going to be a governance of incompetence. There's no 4D chess happening here. There's no, none of these people are masterminds, okay? Like, it's going to fail eventually, but, oh my God, how many people are they going to take down with them? Holy shit. Okay, how are my plosives? How are my S's? Do I still sound tinny? Do I sound like I'm in the middle of a metal box? How are we sounding right now? If you have an audio interface, reduce the mic preamp just a tad. Okay. Let me see, I might actually have a filter for that. 1 second. You sound just fine. Mostly is not what I'm after. I'm after sound that is good. I don't know what's I don't know what I'm doing wrong here exactly. This is not a mastermind, but smarter people can aim him like a bomb. Yes, for certain. That certainly seems like Putin's approach. I feel bad for the kid X who's being used as human shield for Elon Musk. Yeah, Grimes is annoying and stupid, but I genuinely feel really bad for her. I hope she can get full custody of her child. Yeah, it fucking sucks. That's what you get. Don't let crazy put its dick in you. Yeah, I saw her tweet about like she's not happy that her kid is like out in the open, and that Elon is like making a spectacle out of him and kind of like a fool out of him. It's really weird. Is she ignoring the YouTube chat tonight? No, I'm not ignoring the YouTube chat. Could a low pass or lower gain help with the peaking? Yes, most certainly. Let me see. That's I could perhaps no, maybe not in this one, but instead maybe in the limiter. Damn. I just wish I could hear I wish I could hear my own feedback, but I can't. Okay, I turned the threshold down. That might help a smidge. Hate audio mixing so much. How do you guys tolerate it? I don't. That's why my audio sounds like shit half the time, even in videos. It drives me crazy. If I could afford an audio engineer, I would hire one in a heartbeat. Absolutely. Maybe the noise gate will help. No, I don't think so. To be honest, I don't actually want a noise gate. Am audio engineer. Hi, Hampton. Seaman Heat, send me an email. I might not be able to hire you, like, full-time or on retainer or anything, but I might, like, toss you an odd job here or there. Yeah, for sure. For sure, email me. Did you see the Kenny Super Bowl show? I did see the Super Bowl show. It was the only part of the Super Bowl I watched. It was great. Can work for you for free. I'm so bored. No. No, you should work for pay. In all cases, you should work for pay. Yeah, the Super Bowl show was really good. Made a lot of people mad, but fuck 'em, you know. I appreciate an artist who can still, like, do an aesthetic criticism or a critique, an artistic critique that is subtle and not, you know, like, as much as I appreciate the kids in cages imagery from, was it Shakira's Super Bowl show? I don't quite remember. It was a little on the nose for me, and I recognize that's like, but I'm like, this is part of the problem with the way that we're structuring society right now, right? That it seems kind of like, like sort of bougie in a bad way to, like, critique the art of what's happening in a show that's trying to make a political statement, but the political statement doesn't land unless the art is good. You know, and it seems like there's sort of less opportunity to, or less patience for artistic critique in that regard. I don't know. Maybe that's just my experience. If you're good at something, never do it for free. Exactly. Yes. Heed the Joker. What beer are you drinking tonight? This is a $3 Sauvignon Blanc from Aldi. The cheapest wine on market, as far as I know. But it's pretty good. It's excellent for cooking. I looked up Grimes on Twitter to see the tweet she mentioned, and she discovered that she follows me. Jesus. Kenny tends to be too on the nose too. Maybe, but I mean, I don't know. It depends on what you mean by too on the nose. He wasn't too on the nose for me in this, at least in this performance. Hello, Real New Deal. Political statements aren't made at giant multi-billion-dollar company-run events. It's all a cash grab. Yeah, of course. There's only so much you can say, you know, at any kind of event like the Super Bowl. But, like, having Samuel L. Jackson, you know, like, trotting out Samuel L. Jackson, given the kinds of roles that Samuel L. Jackson tends to play, and dressing him up as a sort of, like, representation of the kind of criticism, you know, Kendrick obviously expects to get from people, I think is pretty smart, pretty intelligent. It was a good show. Or Zoo, my girlfriend has a crush on you. Oh, tell her she's pretty. Tommy, check. Tommy is not in the room at the moment, I'm afraid. See the Gaza Sudan protester that was kicked off. I did, yeah. That was interesting. This is part 4, yes. Use that very wine in a few dishes. Pretty good, yeah. Winking Owl. Hello, terrible Twitch username. I'm glad you're here. Okay, how's my how's my audio? Is it unbearable? Sounds fine to me. Game a little too loud. Okay. I'll crank down the game just a little bit. Game audio's a bit loud. Okay. How about now? Plosives. Plosives. What if I just... Perfect? Awesome. Okay. Cool. Let's start. This is going to be a short one tonight, I think. It's, peaking is a lot better. Awesome. Good. Okay, that was my main concern. Oh yeah, main menu is beautiful. The entire game is beautiful. It's, you ever see the clip of Kanye West on SNL proclaiming his love for Trump instead of seeing his set and forcing the gas on stage? Woo! What times we live in. Game audio a little lower and it'll be perfect. Okay, I'll crank it down just a touch more. There we go. Is that good? Curious about what audio interface and software you use. I'm on OBS. Any audio interfacing that I just did was also through OBS. They have a filters section, but I mean, I run it through like a I don't know, like this. Listen, like I'm not an audio engineer. I like all the information about audio that I could learn just goes in one ear out the other for me. It's kind of like Photoshop in that way. Like I have no interest in learning Photoshop, so every time I have to do something on there, I learn exactly what I need to know, and then as soon as I'm done with whatever I'm working on, all that information that I just learned just vanishes. It disappears. It evaporates into thin air. Yeah, like things that I have no interest in learning about, I just don't retain information. So I don't know any of the audio words. any audio lingo is completely lost on me, even though I like went to film school and have taken production classes and taught production classes. It's a nightmare, to be honest. But 48 volt power, I think is what I'm using. Yeah, so anyway. Finally got to finish the 15-hour interview with Argo Tulik and Dora Klinzik today. Hope their game does well. Disco never die. Yeah. How are your video editing skills? I'm quite a good video editor, actually. I use Premiere. And, you know, if I were to do anything in the production aspect of the film industry, it would be editing. I like editing a lot. A lot. It feels very therapeutic for me. Go to school currently for live sound productions, technician. Like I said, email me. Please email me. Yeah, it'd be nice to be able to rely on somebody other than myself if I need audio stuff. Okay, let's continue. Yeah, last time we talked a bunch with Joyce. I don't think I ever did that final speech check, but there's absolutely no shot that
what can I help you with?
that I'm gonna pass it. I'm gonna crank up the game audio just a touch. Okay. What I was saying is this is probably going to be just a touch shorter, this stream, than the last ones, because I'm tired. It's a very gloomy day. I've still got a lot of work to do tonight, and yeah, so this will be like a 2-hour type joint. I suppose it wouldn't hurt to try that last speech check if
more lessons in basic reality.
If it's available.
My favorite part of the day. Go ahead.
There we go.
Ask me anything.
It's been raining all day in SoCal. Oh yeah, it flooded in a big way near my house. I have not left the house today. Not every check needs to be attempted immediately. Yeah, not every check has to be attempted immediately, but I am me. And I like information, so let's just try it.
A strange
okay, well.
comes to you as you look at the world. The waves sway the sloop slowly. That's all.
What was the RCM again?
More nor less than the de facto law enforcement body of post-revolutionary Revachol, detective.
Okay.
Yes, we are the Revachol citizens.
Yeah, okay.
Being sarcastic.
Okay, well, this is,
Yes.
I just
That means not. The
I just clicked through that
RTX.
for completionist sake. My goodness. Yeah. We all did this. We did this already. We did this already. End this conversation. I wish I could do this in real
Let me
life.
conclude with this. Who you are, to me, is the police. The only legitimate.
Okay,
and
thank
if
you.
those authorities drink so hard,
Okay,
they
goodbye.
had to have been of assistance.
Okay, goodbye. Game audio is low in relation to your mic. I'll crank it up just a little bit. I think... Don't worry too much about failing checks. You'll still be able to progress, and lots of interesting outcomes come from failed checks. Okay. Noted. I think... Oh, no, I wanna look at that. What is this? We're still on day 1. So, I'm gonna take us to bed. So we can rest. And have some sunlight again. And let's see what happens tomorrow. Yeah, people have been telling me, commenting on the VOD, that it's very, very good lore in that speech check, that 3% speech check. Let's see if I'm able to get it. What is this? To the body of day 3.
An
Goodness.
inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, eternite. Because it's nice and
Okay.
orderly, well-laid pallets, easy on the eyes. It reveals no secrets at this time.
Well, it doesn't hurt to check. What's this? I did the briefing with Kim on the balcony last time. Hey, magnesium and money. Don't mind if I do. Yeah, and we found the clipboard also. So that's done. The fact that you got Everart's quest to the autopsy and started getting low down on reality is crazy to me. Hey. What can I say? It really is quite the opposite experience that that I have every time I play Elden Ring. I spend like 40 hours, you know, getting through 3% of the game. Okay. Good night.
The bed is cold and not particularly inviting, but it's yours. The sheets look awful.
Rain in Australia too, and in the Bay. Good. Both y'all need rain.
The option to go to sleep
In a
becomes
big way.
available every night after 9 p.m.
Crawl in.
The sheets feel at once coarse and clammy against your skin. The bed sags beneath your weight as you stretch out and finally close your eyes. And then sleep doesn't.
Oh.
And then sleep
Okay.
doesn't come.
Oh no. Okay. Oh no. It's like every night to me. I want to sleep.
Obviously, you're in bed with your eyes closed, but it's not happening.
Why?
Maybe it's the bed's fault.
That's what I always think. And my solution is always to roll over to the other
It's a
side.
little better.
Do a little
Colours,
flip flop.
Scenes and half-formed phrases still enter your mind. Part of you is still trying to solve the case, isn't it?
Who killed him? Whomst?
Something to do with, what was it that the lieutenant said? Union? And it's gone again. Your thoughts lost between the slowing brain waves.
No more thoughts. Fall asleep now.
Your breathing steadies. A great silence washes over you until your eyelids twitch in your sleep and images start forming.
What's going on? Oh. Oh no, is this a dream? Oh, I don't like this. This doesn't bode well. Ooh. Stand over here. Okay. Wow.
Do you remember the scent of your childhood?
What is this?
What it says on the can, Harry. Answer the question.
I was born in a hospital where people usually go to die.
You're not kidding anyone, Harry. You don't remember shit. Tell me.
Oh, it's me. It's me. I'm hanging.
Do you remember your wife's
From the
hand
disco ball.
on your face?
Who?
Do you remember the warmth of her thighs? Between her legs and in her mouth?
I think I was left. That's the vibes that, Ambrosius Costo or whatever I've decided my name is gives me. I was
That's
left.
right, funky baby. And you just stood there. One hand on the bottle and the other on your dick. Watching her go. Let it all be dragged away from you. Tell me,
Remember the body saying see
Where
you in
are
your
your
dreams? That's
friends?
right. Ooh.
human beings have friends, Harry boy. Where the hell are yours?
I can get it all back.
No, it's gone. 3 times gone and never coming back. You failed. You failed me. You failed Elysium.
What is Elysium?
Everything. The pale and the useless. On the surface. The outer magnetosphere. Burning, furious truth. 8,000 years of written history.
Interesting. Interesting. I have thoughts. Okay.
You really dropped the ball, Harry. 4.6 billion people. And you failed every single one of them. You really fucked up.
I've talked to you before.
No, Harry. You were just talking to yourself. That's all you ever do. Even in your dreams. And the act is wearing thin. The spots of the disco ball fade around you.
Ambrosius is a good cat name. The wonderful thing about cats is that almost every single word is a good cat name. Like you can spin every single word into a good cat name. Every name fits a cat. Voice acting is so good.
You'll be back in those cold snakeskins in no time. Sweating up the bed.
Oh, hi, Creon.
Stinky.
Justin the cat, please. any like proper noun, any improper noun, doesn't matter. It fits a cat. I can come back from this.
You're not coming back from shit. Thrashing around in that high conductivity state of yours. Bumping into things and acting like a clown. Who are you kidding?
Coffee table. Full name, proper name, Coffee Table the cat. We call him Cough. It fits. I'm trying to solve this case.
You're trying to what? I can't hear you. This is just a word dream now.
Lovecraft would agree.
Jumbled up garbage. The pictures are gone. The bed rises to meet you. A thin, sleep-like state. More glass than velvet, grinding in your head.
So something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this bad, this dry, this unnourishing. There's something wrong with your thoughts. Some kind of new type of hangover.
You can't tell me that you haven't seen one of those, like, you know, horribly sick shelter kittens that looks like they constantly have a tummy ache and would accept the name tuberculosis with glee. Dare I say tubby for short. Yes, exactly. There's another type.
Oh yes, Party Boy. And it's worse than the one before. Just think of the shit you saw. Here it comes too. So soon already. A silent alarm goes off in your head like clockwork. Barely let you sleep at all. Time to get those clothes on, Harry.
Met a cat named Xbox once. Perfect, yeah. So hard to come up with a good snake name? No, snakes also accept any name. If y'all have ever seen the channel Snake Discovery, they're great. They're like a team of snake breeders who are also, YouTubers. They're great. I love them. And they have probably thousands of snakes now, and every single one of them has a name.
Time to go to work in the shit factory.
They have one snake who's named Omnomlet because she keeps eating her eggs. Well, that was fun. Oh, Lord. Harry, my man.
Good going, buddy.
I just had the most beautiful dream. Uplifting, rejuvenating.
Really? Because you feel even worse did last night.
Woof, what the hell is going on with
You
me?
mean, why are you so tired? Too tired and down to even think?
Bye, Jenkins.
It is worrying, isn't it? You can't be a detective like this. Detectives need to be able to think.
Why is this happening?
It's just that your heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your system, Buster.
Oh.
Time to get some more.
Oof.
Don't do that. Stay strong. The hangover will wear off. You don't need to keep doing this to yourself.
Is this where I opt into being drug cop? Maybe I should. That seems like a strategy. It seems like a strategy some people would adopt in this game. It seems to me that drugs, like in other RPGs, might give you kind of an edge, depending on whether you can get them sort of sustainably or not. Marzipan is a great name for a snake. Yes. Kim does not approve. Okay. Speed seems like strategy. Volition to the rescue. Let's ask what speed is. What does it do for me?
Potent central nervous system stimulant. It kept you propped up all day yesterday, despite your debilitating hangover. How else did you think you even got up from this floor?
Choosing to get your jet, exactly. Choosing to do drugs is a significant choice. Different dialogue and stuff. Okay.
You got up from this floor because of a holy vow you made 16 years ago with me. To wake up exactly 7:30 every morning until the day you die. Don't be silly.
Doesn't sound like me.
There was no vow. You were high on speed. That was the only reason you got up. You can't detect without it. It's that simple.
You know what? Day 1 was about non-committal, being non-committal. I think day 2 we're gonna actually make some choices. So let's opt in to being a huge junkie.
Of course. Martinez is speed central. You just gotta poke around. Follow your nose.
Kim disapproves,
You and
but
Speed will be happy again. You will make her come home. This time, it will be different.
it will not. I don't think I clicked either of these things last time. Let's go check out the bathtub. What's in there?
This is not the cleanest bathtub in the world, but it's cleaner than you are right now.
Has my sink been on this whole
That
time?
soap scum smell. It smells like
Just
life.
ruining the water
At
bill of the
least
hotel.
according to you.
Run yourself a bath. Maybe that might
slowly fills
make me
with
feel
water.
better.
The water beckons.
Undress, close your eyes,
The
submerge.
water is only lukewarm,
Get in there.
but still comforting, like amniotic fluid. A few beer cans are bobbing up and down along your flanks, like sad duckies. You feel nice and lonely, and so tired.
Take the beer cans out.
Now,
We're
you
not
are
cavemen.
alone with your thoughts in the tub. But it's easier than being alone with your thoughts outside the tub. They're not even really thoughts, just assorted sensations. None of them acute enough to focus on.
The sound cuts out for you? Uh-oh. That's not good. Every 4 seconds the sound cuts out? For how long? This is the first time I've heard of this problem. That has not been an issue. Sound is fine for me. That's not been an issue with either of the previous streams. It makes me wonder if my filters had something to do with it. Is anybody else experiencing sound problems? Hasn't been having it for me. Might be on your end then, yeah. Sorry. Sorry for anybody that's happening to. Let's imagine something. Let's use our imagination.
You can still smell the cadaver on you. It's going to take more than one bath to get rid of that stench. Then, houses along a narrow street. A video rental. Darkness on the planet's curvature.
Okay. That's plenty of imagination for one day.
As you stand, you are cold now. Your clothes stick to your still moist skin.
Got a skill point.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression.
Not the expression. Let's dig deep into the mind and locate the source of the expression, shall we?
It belongs in the new, the 3rd decade of the current century. Enough time had passed from the failure of the revolution that, for a fleeting moment, free market economy seemed like the ultimate, uncontested way of life for our species.
Remember? Remember when that was the case? It was like 2 years ago.
Things were good. It was smooth sailing. People made gold and champagne-tinted interiors and facades to suit the times, calling this the new style. But more importantly, disco happened. Forget about ostentatious orchestrations. For Revachol, your city, that meant only one thing. Guillaume le Million. Out of the dazzling swirl of disco music, in an open-air boîte de nuit, somewhere in Revachol West, Guillaume's blonde mane appeared on the screen. He sang some bullshit. Then he made the expression.
So I adopted it. Why?
Everyone loved it. Maybe you thought some of the stardust would rub off on you. Maybe it did. Either way, it's all gone now. Only the grimace remains.
Yikes. Does this have anything to do with ostentatious orchestrations?
Not really. OO must have just stirred your mind. They're more like a disco rock band anyway.
How long ago was the new?
There is a vast ocean of time between right now and the expression. Looking good on you. Or anyone. 2 decades, if the calendar is to be trusted. Humanity has run aground in that time. It's a different world now. The expression is a relic.
I've only stopped Harry doing the expression once and it horrified me so much that I rolled back the save. Oy. Anything else? Who am I? Why did I become a cop? Why did I drink myself into oblivion?
You have some understanding of the near history of disco, plus the trivia you've picked up along the way. Episodic memory, however, remains in the dark. It may never return. You should prepare yourself for that.
I feel the need to add a clicking sound whenever I make it.
The click is used to spur on a horse. It also features heavily
Just like I did it.
in Guillaume le Million's regional mega hit, Don't Worry, Your Pretty Little Head. Sometimes you like to add finger pistols to the mix, because, unlike Guillaume le Million, you are a police officer. It's your nifty little way to say, I'm armed and dangerous.
Okay, guess that's it then.
It doesn't have to be. You can swoon over Guillaume and his champagne-corked smile whenever you want to. Maybe some of the stardust will return.
Tool not in hand. What have I been carrying around this crowbar for? Let's try to stop the expression.
It's too late. Like an image on film.
I tried.
The expression belongs to your primary motor cortex. It would take a minor neurological miracle for you to cease producing it.
Okay. Goodbye, mirror. Let's go find Kim. Actually, let's see what... Oh, find some speed. Right. Okay. Okay, that's the task for today. Find some speed. So far I'm a commie cop. Moralist cop is second in the running so far. I'm deeply interested to see what gives you honor cop points. What tasks have I finished? Quite a few. Get a reality lowdown. You have no idea where you are. Lena encouraged you to ask others to explain the word. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Why do these have exclamation marks? I already did those. Okay. We're well on our way to convincing ourselves that we're Detective Cousteau. Guillaume Lemillon. Nah. We'll just let that be. I have skill points to disperse. What should I do? No more in Shivers for now. No more Encyclopedia. Encyclopedias or Inland Empire. All three of them are plenty strong. Maybe... I feel like... Let's do... I keep driving off the street by consuming them. Interfacing and reaction speed are good. Interfacing... Ooh! Pick locks. That sounds useful. This one, quickest to react and untouchable man. Those both sound useful. Let's put a point in both of those. I think we have two. There we go! Okay. Cool. I don't know if this is the kind of game that... like where you benefit by having like a fairly broad... a fairly broad dispersal of your skills, but that's typically how I play games when in my first run through, and even though that might not be the like best way to play them, I do find that it's the easiest way to sort of figure out the mechanics of the game and have a better second playthrough. Reaction speed actually factors into giving you extra responses and dialogues. That's interesting. Ooh! What's happening? Good morning, Kim.
Good morning. I've got some good news.
Ooh!
I took care of the body. The thought of him decomposing in my MC wouldn't let me sleep.
Fair. Good, thanks.
I'm just glad he's gone. We have other matters to attend to.
The lieutenant is downplaying his contribution. He got up before sunrise to get this done, and now he's quite pleased with himself for taking care of the gruesome business so efficiently.
The Union muscle finally turned up, and they look rowdy. We need to talk to them.
You can get the map. Yeah, I should get the map. It's best played role-playing a character rather than optimizing. That's kind of like, I don't know. I've never really been the type of gamer to optimize toward one area or another. I mean, I'm not as bad at Elden Ring as like Elon Musk. Let's say I'm not keeping 3 shields in my inventory, equipped or whatever. But like, Have some fun. That's the entire point of a game. Build a character. What do you mean rowdy?
I mean ungovernable. Martinez isn't exactly enthusiastic about the RCM being here. They prefer to be policed by the Union. These men here. Men who drink beer for breakfast? There's talk of an armed wing of the Union called the Hardie Boys, who are responsible for state policing. I think it's them.
Why do we need to talk to them?
Everything points to the Dock Workers Union. The belt used for hanging him, the circumstances in Martinez, my preliminary information, which may, of course, all be wrong. But we still need to talk to them, and it won't be easy.
Are these the men Gart told us about yesterday?
I completely forgot. Sorry, I had a rough night's sleep. It's them by the looks of it. Loud and nasty, just like the manager said. One loose thread less to worry about, and one big problem to replace it.
Tommy would min-max. She would. She would. Tommy would be a great streamer. I offered to switch bodies with her today. She wisely declined. There's so many of them, maybe we should call for reinforcements.
That would just escalate tensions. No captain would sign off on it. Solving one murder isn't worth a conflict between the RCM and the Debarders Union. In fact, even the death of 2 detectives might not warrant an all-out war. So let's keep a cool head, okay?
Let's roll.
One more thing before we do. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk right past them, continue with our business.
Okay.
Yeah, streetwise. Zoom right past.
Yeah.
Do it on your own terms.
Yeah.
But aren't you curious to know what they have to say about the murder?
They're in no hurry to leave. They think they own the place. Anyway, I leave that choice to you. Whatever you decide is fine by me.
Okay. Let's pay rent for once.
Can I help you?
My bill for tonight. You can't have your key back yet.
Got the 20 real?
Yeah, I do.
Good. You got the room for the night, but remember, you'll need another 20 real tomorrow.
Can't get it. Whatever. Done. What did I do? Pay rent? Okay. What about you, cryptozoologist's wife? Why are you here?
She's agitated, judging from the way she keeps pulling at the frayed edge of her blanket.
And there's no public phones nearby?
You should save before interacting with. Okay, fine.
The closest
try to remember.
phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, ma'am.
It's fine, I understand. Thank you anyway.
Take
I'm glad to
pheromones
see
from
you
her
again,
episode.
dear.
Okay. Everything all right?
Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping to make a call, but the Whirling's phone line isn't working. The Union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there. Or to the phone booth down the coast. Gary's phone is dead too.
I'm feeling a hero opportunity. What's wrong with the... why did you need to use the
To
phone?
let the young woman who's house sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morell, my husband, and our friend Gary were supposed to get back by Monday night, but they're still missing, and I haven't heard from them. I was also hoping she'd heard from Morell.
Has your husband gone missing before?
That's just it. This isn't like him at all. He always plans his expeditions so carefully.
A cold breeze hisses through dense thickets of reeds. Something sweet in it, somnolent. A damp chill goes down your spine. When you look around, you're still in the whirling in rags.
You have more important things to worry about.
What was the expedition your husband was on?
Just some field work, sweetie. Morell is a highly trained scientist. He and his assistant Gary are studying...
He's a
an
cryptozoologist.
extremely
I don't know
rare
about
species
highly
of insect.
trained.
But they should have returned by now. They were just going down the coast across the water lock to set a few traps. He said they'd be back on Monday. What could be keeping them?
Who's Gary? Do you trust him?
Oh, sweetie, it's nothing like that. Gary's as loyal as they come. I trust him with my husband's life any day.
Are they in a rough neighborhood?
There's a nameless old fishing village nearby, but we've never had any trouble there before. There is a lot of crime around here, isn't there?
I can't say it's the best part of town, but I wouldn't worry too much about a pair of grown men traveling together.
Do it. Find her husband. This will surely lead to a cryptozoological mystery with that extremely rare insect.
Does sound fun. Accept task. This sounds like police business. I will help you find your husband. If it's the last thing I do.
Chasing after bug hunters.
1000% we have time.
Cool, but
I'm honor bound to uphold it. I've already given my word, Kim. Yes.
if you say so.
Thank you, officers. Truly, I'll be right here if you come across any sign of Morell.
Tell me about this rare insect. I want to know more.
It's fascinating, but I shouldn't bore you with entomological minutiae.
You don't understand, Lena. This is exactly the kind of thing that interests me.
Gives you a sideways.
Please tell me about the insect.
Well, it's a phasmid, technically, but...
Ah yes, Phasmatodea. A diverse group of insects whose bodies resemble twigs, leaves, that sort of thing. Oh yeah. Here comes the interesting.
Where other phasmids imitate sticks or leaves, this one's a living reed. It disguises itself among the reeds here on the Insulindian coast. Hence its name, the Insulindian phasmid. Perhaps you'll end up co-discovering the phasmid with us, officers.
To be honest, this animal sounds like a cryptid. You wouldn't happen to be searching for some kind of Gnome of Geroma, would you?
I smell pseudoscience, he's thinking. Not a big fan of that.
It's simply elusive. So much so that most establishment zoologists doubt it exists at all.
And this is how we lose Mariana for the evening. Yeah, I'm sorry. We're going on a week-long side quest, I feel.
Establishment. I thought so.
Does it have cool powers?
Yes.
Yes!
Blend in almost perfectly among the reeds. It's how it stayed hidden all these years. Centuries, even.
What makes you think the phasmid is around here?
Some teenagers making out in the reeds saw one. They didn't know what it was, of course, but there was a brief article in a local newspaper about their encounter with a ghost insect that looks like the reeds. Gary sent us the clipping.
So newspaper clipping is all the evidence you have. I must say, I don't trust Gary so far.
Of course, most phasmid sightings turn out to be false alarms, but their description matched the Insulindian phasmid perfectly, and they didn't even know what they were looking at.
I think the last thylacine died in like the late 40s. Did y'all know there have been like dozens of sightings since then? Pretty interesting. Some photos too. Although they are inconclusive, they're probably extinct.
Enthusiasm has wiped the worry from her face. Her eyes sparkle behind her glasses.
The only thing more compelling than a clown tangent is a big hunt. Hell yes. You seem really excited about this cryptid.
I suppose I have something of a personal connection to the Insulindian phasmid. All scientists have their little hobby horses.
Hello, Oracle. Thank you for being here. Is it dangerous?
Not at all. Why else would it hide itself so carefully?
Is it valuable?
Oh, I doubt it. No one gets into cryptozoology for the money, sweetie.
Did y'all know that Tom Hanks' brother is an entomologist who works at, he's a faculty member at University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, which is my university. What's so special about this stick bug then?
Oh dear. I'm afraid I'm not explaining this very well. It is very special.
It is
Morell
special.
can explain it all much better. I wish you could hear him describe it. Then you'd understand, I'm sure.
The one that does Woody's voice for the toys? I think so, yeah. Actually. So your husband is some kind of scientist?
Oh, yes. A zoologist. A cryptozoologist, to be more precise.
What is cryptozoology? I know exactly what
It's a
cryptozoology is.
pseudoscience that attempts to legitimize research into mythological beasts and urban legends.
That's one opinion, yes. And people are entitled to their opinions.
She's used to playing off such insults casually. but they still affect her.
My apologies, man. I did not mean to undermine your hobby.
Kim.
It's not a hobby, dear. It's a subfield of zoology, one specializing in animal species that are so exceedingly rare that many assume them to be extinct or even fictitious. Searching for such species called cryptids is difficult and often thankless, and frankly, many scientists are too lazy to do it. Universities these days are rarely interested in supporting real research.
Ew, ain't that the truth? We listen and we don't judge, Kim.
The quality of research at Revacholian universities has been on the decline, but you doubt there was ever a time when cryptozoology was embraced by the academic elite.
I genuinely wonder if there are any sort of cultural anthropology studies into cryptozoology. That sounds like a super interesting research project. I've got a book here that I actually recommend to every single person. I'd pull it out if it weren't like under a whole bunch of other books. It's called American Cosmic by Diane Pasulka, who is I think she's a theologian. She's in some kind of theological field at University of North Carolina at Wilmington. And American Cosmic is basically her following all these genius, there's a whole sort of subclass of genius, super rich, super resourced scientists who really super believe in aliens. And she's like following them around and seeing how they talk about it, and the book is like, it's not, she sort of entertains the idea that they might be right, but what's more interesting to her is how the expectation of what aliens look and are like affect people's expectations of what of how they interpret what they see as unexplainable. It's like unexplainable things happen all the time. There's no question that like we have not we barely scratched the surface of what of like physical law or whatever. So there are plenty of things that are completely unexplainable. But like she cites all this research about how clear it is that the kind of media that you've been exposed to over the course of your life, like literally affects the way you see things that are unexplainable. So so the same events that a lot of people now interpret as alien activity, a beam of light coming down, voices from above or whatever, like the same exact events are described in terms of religion in the 1600s or whatever, that instead of seeing aliens, people are seeing the Virgin Mary. It's very interesting. Grover Krantz. Ooh, okay. I'll look up Grover Krantz. In fact, I'm going to write that down right now. Parenti, yes. Does the book also go into how those people develop those beliefs? Yeah, a little bit. Unsurprisingly or surprisingly, depending on who you are, a fair amount of it has it's like unclear how much the government and the CIA has had to do with it, like sort of developing and or influencing people's ideas of what causes unexplainable events or whatever, and sort of like wrapping those up in the kind of sort of like alien kitsch that you see in places like Roswell. Like Roswell is just like one big alien museum, Yeah, she goes into that a little bit. It's a really good book. What are your thoughts about the usage and concept of genius and IQ? Francis Galton and psychometry. I don't know very much about psychometry. I don't know the name Francis Galton. IQ is stupid. IQ, like any kind of standardized test, IQ tests basically test how good you are at taking IQ tests. Like every test is like that. That's why like the skills that you get from doing any kind of game that's supposed to develop your mind or whatever, they don't actually there's like any kind of game, the skills that you gain from practicing that kind of game are applicable only to that exact scenario. So the better you get at playing a game, the better you are at playing that game. These are not like, and it's the same for any kind of standardized tests. There's like very few skills that are genuinely like applicable to things other than the thing you practiced it with. As far as genius goes, I think that's super contextual. So contextual that it's kind of a heuristic, and as a word in itself carries very little meaning to me. If somebody describes somebody else as a genius, I will immediately, like, not unlike the word fascist, ask them what they mean by that. That's all. Wendigos are really neat. Yes, they are. Yeah, Goodreads list is not a bad idea. The real world IQ is used by douches to make themselves feel superior to the general population. Yeah, I mean, I'd be surprised if most people disagreed with that statement at this point. Calling somebody low IQ is like, it's gonna seem, I mean, it's already cringe, but I think it's gonna seem super cringe in another few years. Maybe you could convince her to tell you about some cool cryptids. Yes, please. Let's try it. I'm gonna save scum this one. I really want her. I want to know what she's gonna say. Okay.
Hello, dear. I didn't know.
Sometimes the most charming thing you can do is be reasonable in your requests.
Could you tell me about just one more interesting cryptid? The Insulindian phasmid was great.
I suppose you could use a break, and I could use a distraction.
One cryptid, like you said. One. This can't turn into some kind of cryptid extravaganza. We have things to do.
I like the sound of cryptid extravaganza.
And I don't. Just one.
Okay,
Or
fine.
you'll be disappointed in you.
No! We don't want that.
Tough choice there.
Oh, can I actually only pick one? But can I go through all of them? Surely I can go through all of them. What's the biggest one?
That would be the giant of Coconur.
Woo!
The giant lives in the most arid parts of the vast Coconur Desert in South Samara, casting a strange light across the barren wastes.
Hi, Vicente. Thanks for being here. What do you mean strange light?
Mirage or psychogenous luminance.
How big is it?
The towering
Oops.
luminosity of Coconur is a bad omen in local folklore. Some say it's a fata morgana, others, fate unimaginable.
How big is it?
No one knows for sure. It is like an awful mountain appearing from below the horizon and expanding to cover almost a third of your field of vision.
Sounds like the end of Pet Sematary.
Hui.
What a good book.
No animal can be that large. It's a mirage.
Hui.
That's what makes it so peculiar. A species surviving at the very limits of scientific law. The giant of Coconur must be the largest animal the planet can support. There are limits, you see, to how large a metabolism an ecosystem can beget. Some say a gravity anomaly below the Coconur Desert might allow the creature to grow to these gargantuan sizes.
Great. This is great shit. You need more.
I do. What's the tiniest cryptid?
Hey, you promised you'd only ask about one cryptid.
Kim, don't you want to hear about another cryptid too?
The lieutenant pauses thoughtfully.
That's what I thought.
Something in him breaks.
Yee!
Ah, fuck it. Let's have more cryptids.
Yay!
Well, the smallest cryptid is the Cryobacter tetlensis,
Ooh!
a cellular bacterium. It was discovered in one of the
A
northernmost
cellular
parts
cryptid.
on the Boreal Plateau.
I love it.
By renowned geologist Caitlin Migenou some 70 years ago.
What's so special about it?
Bacterial colony Migenou found had remained alive while frozen in ice for longer than anyone could reliably estimate. certainly from before recorded history.
It's like a tardigrade.
Michonneau disappeared shortly after injecting herself with the bacteria she had brought back to study, no doubt in hopes of prolonging her own life.
You really liked catching scorpions in Animal Crossing, huh? How did you know? Yeah, we'll turn the game audio up just a little bit and my own audio down just a little bit. Sorry, I'm just really excited about cryptids. What can I say? She injected herself with it. Sorry, I just gotta read all that. Okay.
Yes, the bacteria had survived in the ice since times immemorial. It is not hard to see where she could have gotten the idea.
It's actually a little hard to see. But do go on.
You mean there's an immortal geologist wandering the world?
Yes, and she's quite mad, too. After she treated herself with the bacteria, she stopped aging, but also became increasingly eccentric and irascible, so that even her oldest friends were forced to
Cool! Where was the Cryptid channel when? Oh yeah, that's my, that's gonna be my retirement hobby.
We can assume
if YouTube
that
still
she has
exists
been
by
living
then.
somewhere in the wilderness for decades now, all alone except for the Cryobacter catlensis coursing through her bloodstream.
What's the most dangerous cryptid?
The Gnome of Geroma.
Are you familiar with Stuart Hall's representation theory? Yeah, by name, but I mean, I'm sure I'd recognize it if somebody like you described it to me, but not offhand. I won't pretend to know something offhand that I straight up don't. But I do like Stuart Hall. Sounds terrifying. Yeah, cryptid gnomes are actually like kind of a phobia of mine. Like the third season of what's that show called? I did a whole video about it. Channel Zero. The third season of Channel Zero is like gnome horror. Freaks me out.
Oh, yes. None of its victims survived. Grieving relatives never even found their bodies because the gnome's venom dissolved organic tissue.
Ew. What does this cryptid look like?
It was reportedly a small creature with webbed fingers and a protruding forehead and a gangly little thing. Quite scary to look at. A couple of campers found it when it was already dying. They heard an odd wailing in the woods and followed the sound. They were scared and wrapped it in tarpaulin to suffocate it.
Ew.
It still took
That's
the Gnome of
ghoulish.
Geroma an entire day to die.
Oh my god.
If the body of the creature was found, why aren't there detailed illustrations of it in science textbooks, confirming the existence of these very little species?
You might like Home Safety Hotline. Hang on, let me write that down. Home Safety Hotline. Cool. Thank you.
Alas, the first scientist who got his hands on the creature's corpse put it in a jar of formaldehyde, thinking that would detoxify the gnome's venom. Instead, all the venom leaked out of the creature's teeth and into the surrounding liquid, dissolving the creature itself. A poetic end, perhaps, but a real loss for science.
Dover Demon. Dover Demon. Didn't I feel like there's an answer to Dover Demon in there. If there is, I don't remember.
Alas, always, alas, and then it was gone. Isn't that overly convenient?
Seems very convenient that it just disappeared and nothing like it was ever seen again.
I understand your skepticism, but that's what happens with things that are rare and stand out. Their disappearance is most memorable, and they are least likely to be
Yeah,
found
she gave me
again.
that pen. Is that cryptid on this? Is that a cryptid on this pen you gave me?
Yes,
Ooh.
it's the kind green ape.
Oh.
Half war story, half undiscovered species in the genus Homo. Yes, it was reported by soldiers in South Safra during the war.
Night Creon.
The kind green ape would visit bunkers during the night, healing wounded soldiers with its saliva.
With its saliva.
Yes, it has amazing healing qualities. Some soldiers reported growing back limbs, regaining their sight.
And there was something about an undiscovered subspecies of man.
Indeed, there is. It's our closest relative among the cryptids. Same taxonomic family, different genus. Which is to say that
Genus.
green ape is
That's
a species
genus.
with which we share a common ancestor, and that evolved parallel to our own. Just like your partners.
I knew it, Kim. You're not human.
Ma'am, you're confusing him.
Please don't misunderstand.
I love
me.
this conversation.
Human, as it is used in everyday speech, is hardly a taxonomic category. For all intents and purposes, you can be thought of as human.
Did y'all see that? I think it was the Supreme Court of Colorado ruled officially that elephants cannot be considered people, which is actually kind of a shame, because they probably should be considered people, I think.
Though sailites do have some distinguishing characteristics, different advantages, if you will.
What is a sailite?
Yes. Advantages such as the flakier texture of zeolite earwax, or so I've heard. Nothing inspires pride in one species quite like speculative evolutionary biology. Perhaps we've had enough of that for today.
Are there any invisible
What an
cryptids?
interesting question. And the answer is yes, there are.
Of course.
Hell yeah.
All fairy tales have someone or something invisible in them.
Shush, Kim. She's gonna tell me about an invisible cryptid. What is it?
It's the Col de Madaka. Its name means thin whisper of sound, and that's precisely what it is. Self-replicating sounds, invisible and intangible.
Wow.
The Col de Mama is very afraid of us, which makes it incredibly difficult to track.
That's a very beautiful idea. An organism made entirely of sound is very poetic. I like that a lot.
Kola Mamadakwa can also be translated as a whisper light and low.
What evidence is there of this animal being a sound?
Plenty. It's the evidence that led to its discovery. In the 20s, a group of Areopagi ornithologists, that is, scientists who study birds, were trying out a new recording technology for capturing sounds outside the range of human hearing. When playing back recordings they had made in the foothills of the Ea mountain range, they noticed certain anomalies, patterns that seemed random at first, but on closer examination were consistent with the waveforms of songbirds.
Do you have any readings for understanding media, platforms, social media, etc., and power? Anything by Douglas Rushkoff? See, I'm looking at my most of my books are like packed up right now. Media and power. I think that like the one that I've most recently read like straight through cover to cover is The Media at War, which is a really good book. I'm trying to get my students to understand this relationship next week. I would recommend The Media at War. It's about the history of Western mass media systems since more or less the beginning of the 20th century, basically the beginning of radio, which is the beginning of mass media. Mass media proper. I'd say I don't consider books mass media necessarily. Even if they are mass published. But yeah, The Media at War, Susan L. Carruthers. Really, really good. Trying to remember the book Tom Nicholas used for his media essay. I don't think I've seen that video. But Imagined Communities is very good. I know he's referenced that book in the past. Nod eagerly.
The scientists soon discovered they could track and even predict what appeared to be feeding, mating, and migration patterns based on sound waves in a strictly delimited range of ultrasonic frequencies, even higher than those of the highest pitched bat calls.
I think I read that book for my War and Media class. That would make sense, yeah.
They realized that they had discovered a new species and called it the Col de Mamadakwa, after the Paracanassian name for the voice of God, which is said to be very silent.
This game is very good at coming up with names. That's all I have to say. Wow.
Mm-hmm. they grew quite obsessed with these little
Like, they all sound
birds.
plausible, you know?
Even though they couldn't see them, they could distinguish among individual birds and even began to name some of them.
The Age of Surveillance Capitalism. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely that one. Really good book. Stuff by Foucault. Yeah, I thought about stuff by Foucault. Like the, the one about prisons. What's it called? I don't know. What is that book called? Hang on. Look it up. Oh my god. Yes, the Panopticon, but the one that Discipline and Punish the Birth of the Prison. Yeah, it's a really good one. It's just very dense. Foucault writes very, very densely and is not like an easy read for students to get through, I don't think. Foucault is like very high theory. It's fairly frustrating. I don't know, maybe I'm just dumb. Name them.
Sequester, Time, Joscan. Those are but some of the Madaka they followed individually.
Lead writer said that he keeps huge lists of names and words for inspiration, naming things. That's cool. I like that. Oh, McChesney, yeah. McChesney is from my university, I think. Sorry, I know some people watching the VOD later get kind of annoyed at me paying more attention to the chat in the game, but that's just too bad. The chat just says more interesting, not more interesting things, but interesting things, and they distract me. What are you going to do? Yeah, McChesney's great. Okay. A whisper light and low.
Yes, that's another translation.
That's
They're
very
both
poetic.
quite lovely, aren't they?
They're quite lovely. I like
Although
that.
the low part is a little ironic. The Col de Madaka makes, or rather is, such a high-pitched sound that other animals, including humans, can't hear it. It could be everywhere all of the time, and we wouldn't know.
Fine, I'll bite. How can an animal be a sound?
I think it's... I said Richard, I think it's Robert McChesney, actually. And Robert yeah, it is. Robert McChesney, and the book that I have of his is called Communication Revolution. That's a very good book. High recommend. I hear rumbling is Rita snoozing next to you. Yes, she is. I was just gonna say, if you hear a funny noise, like somebody like somebody trying to breathe badly, as an asthmatic breath, that's Rita snoozing. Okay.
Many scientists have asked the same question. Some have claimed that it isn't itself a sound, but a tiny corpuscle that emits sound waves. But there's no evidence to support this theory.
Why is the Mama Dakwa so afraid of us?
That is a sad story. A group of university students assisting with the field work in their enthusiasm for the project, and no doubt because they were preoccupied with impressing their professors, nearly drove it to extinction.
Extinction.
They tried to communicate with it and had no other means but sound. So they started sending out sound waves at frequencies they thought might match the Madakwas. And what happens when a sound wave meets another sound wave of the same frequency, dear? Psst.
They cancel each other out.
They cancel each other out. I heard.
Exactly. And these tests were performed so recklessly that when they happened upon the right frequency, well, they wiped out most of the population.
Oh no, that's very sad.
After that, the corpuscle appears to have migrated
Corpuscle.
elsewhere. There have been recordings of anomalies similar to those spotted in Ea, but they've been few and far between. It's impossible to confirm the presence of any stable Kultama Madakwa population anywhere.
Stream is great for people who like Disco Elysium, but wish it had a bit more reading.
Of course. A common thread in these. Disappearance and unfalsifiability. I like the story, though, man.
Oh, that reminds me. I'm the reason I have to go early tonight is because I have to read a bunch of film theory for a meeting I'm having tomorrow with one of the professors on my dissertation committee. He and I and another grad student are putting together a history of anthropology class that is specifically including, sort of specifically structured around or through the lens of media and media studies, and we may make our reading lists or our reading groups open to the public for a small fee to support the class, like $5. So watch out for that if that's something you might be interested in. This professor of mine is a police anthropologist. Does a lot of work in like the intersection of surveillance and power and coercion and that kind of thing. He's a very cool guy, Jeff Martin.
I'm glad you did, dear.
Interesting. What about
what?
I just can't get enough of these
I'm
cryptids.
glad you like them, but I'm not really one to tell you about all of them. You should ask my husband if you get the chance. He's the real expert.
Tell me more about Morell, looks, character,
Oh
relationship.
dear, I'm not sure where to begin.
What does he look like?
Well, his expression is slightly grumpy, but his eyes are always bright and curious, like a small boy's.
Hi, Lemming.
And his palms are quite coarse from all the field work, but he's quite gentle.
Let's try again. If I were trying to meet him on the street, what would I look for?
Oh, well, he's a bit shorter than you, but with a larger frame, and he has longish white hair, usually a bit uncombed. You might say wild, even.
The lieutenant pulls out his notebook and begins jotting down the woman's description.
One other thing, he'll likely have all kinds of field gear on him, even if he's not out in the reeds, you know, just in case.
How long have you been married?
We'll be celebrating our 16th anniversary this autumn. Not the most numerically satisfying anniversary, but I like the less obvious milestones even more somehow.
How did you meet?
Via dating agency.
I'm very invested in Lena.
I was looking to get back into the scene after recovering from my accident, and he'd just divorced. We hit it off, and, well, here we are.
She's skipping over some important parts. Perhaps you'll find out more later.
I have all the information I need.
I hope I've been useful.
I'd love to hear more about cryptids, but I think this is just going to take me to the same dialogue tree.
To hell with it. Let's have a cryptid.
Of course, officers.
Okay, yeah, it did.
Is there a particular cryptid you two are in? I'm glad you like them.
Okay, the water lock on the canal is
Not
broken.
really
Your
want
husband
to
is probably
tell
just
you
stuck on the
about
other side of the
all
coast.
Oh my. What happened to the water lock?
Let's not fuck with her. Probably just some technical problem. I don't know.
Well, whatever the cause, I'm thankful. To both of you. You've spared me another sleepless night.
You're welcome, ma'am.
I hate to ask, but if your investigation takes you to the other side of the coast, please do keep an eye out for my
Oh,
husband.
he's gonna turn up sometime at some point in this game, isn't he? I can't wait to meet him.
The quest for knowledge.
Maybe he'll
is
tell me about
never
more
over.
cryptids.
And if you see him, let him know Lena is waiting
I love
for him
encyclopedia.
here at the Whirling. He gets so tangled up in his work that he may not know the water lock's been repaired. And it's cold out there.
Sufjan Stevens' album-ass name. If I see him, I'll let you know you're here. When or if I get there. I will.
Oh, you're such a dear. Thank you, sweetie.
You're welcome. Okay. I have a thought,
Wow.
apparently.
So someone's been a little boring.
What?
Yes, my standard liege. Someone's seen all sorts of wild ideas pop off and thought, I'll take the boring one. The regular, please. The brown.
What is this, picking on me for not being crazy enough? That's the least of my
No
concerns.
need to be defensive. The regularity, the brownness, the cut and dry have their appeal. a very standard appeal.
Kim, am I boring?
You? I wouldn't worry about that.
See? You're so regular and vinyl brown. He doesn't even want to talk to you about it.
I like brown.
Of course you do. And maybe some black shoes or a pristine white shirt to go with that.
Insane.
It's
Look at my
official.
fit right now.
My lord's coppo type is regular cop.
No way.
I'll send it to you.
Absolutely not. No. Let's keep that announcement on standby for now. I am not regular cop.
Good, good.
I'm
Of course,
junkie cop.
To outright declare yourself something does seem a bit too interesting,
Fuck you.
doesn't it? I won't trouble you any further.
I should opt in. Boring cop is actually really good. Oh, well, too late now. I'm excited to explore today. Who are you?
Let me handle this. Detective disorientated. Are you still wondering where you are? This is Martinez, in case you've forgotten. I advise you not to overstay your welcome.
Her entire character has shifted. This young woman is cold as ice.
You're the gardener.
No, I am not a gardener. I'm a legal counselor for the Dock Workers Union. So let's get to it. You're looking for Titus Hardie? You think he has information that will help you? Maybe he does.
Cool.
That's Titus. Talk to him. But know this. I'll be keeping an eye on you. No strong arming. Nothing official. The District of Martinez does not recognize your authority to make arrests.
It doesn't matter if you recognize our authority. We will make an arrest if we have to.
She says nothing. Her glare speaks for her.
What if I want to talk to you?
What you want is of no significance, officer. Don't test your authority. In Martinez, you are no one.
Damn, what's your role in all this?
Like I already told you, I'm a legal counselor. Do you have hearing problems?
Goodness, why are you so aggressive?
You make your living enforcing violence. These people are just dock workers.
Fair.
Just dock workers.
She's being good counsel.
Spy on the police.
I understand.
We let you off easy, miss. Don't think it will happen again.
Listen, you moral intern lackeys. You're a mob, enforcing the unlawful privatization of Revachol. 20 fat men in the Occident are stealing it all, and you're their bodyguards.
I wish she had a different portrait for lawyer mode. Yeah, she sounds too friendly, and she looks too friendly.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
So ask what you came to ask, or get back to your commanders.
Let's do that. Let's ask those questions.
Yes.
What are you going to do to me?
What are we going to do to you? The Union isn't going to do anything to you. It is not a crime syndicate. It is a labor organization.
Goddamn right it is.
If anything, it is the RCM who do things to people. But we digress.
I should talk to Titus then. Let's do that. Titus sounds like he has things to say.
This is where you say your bit.
Morell intern sounds like a cringe position in Doge. Correct. True.
Detective.
You need to talk about the man hanged out back.
Oh, this is about
I should say scum.
him. A real looker, that one.
You sure took your time, huh? Waited for him to get real ripe and pretty for you.
Oh, he was a real pretty boy. Hanging up there, letting out that pretty boy smell.
I can't for the life of me understand why he did it. I mean, I would have just left him up there. You must really like cleaning up other people's shit.
You might want to start asking your questions now. It's not going to get better than this.
I'm gonna take off now and save real quick. Okay.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
Did you kill that guy?
Pretty boy. You guys really love talking about that pretty boy.
Funny. But my partner and I have a serious matter to discuss with you.
Why is there container belt around the dead man's neck?
Container belt, like we use in the harbor?
Mm-hmm.
Because we took it from the harbor where we worked. Then we went out back and used it to hang him.
Oh, mystery solved.
We did this together, all of us, until he was dead. That's why there's a container belt around his neck.
There's a catch hidden somewhere. He didn't confess so that you could take them all away. It's too simple.
But there's a catch.
There is no catch. These 7 honest men have all equally come forth to tell you what happened, so that you don't waste any more of your time.
All 7 together. They're diluting responsibility. It's an anti-arrest tactic.
How did the bullet in his head factor into this? That seems like bad police work. This is not a detail you should divulge, I feel.
Huh?
But I will.
There was a bullet in the dead man's brain. Why was it there if you hanged him?
How the fuck do I know? Anyone could have shot him. Target practice, maybe.
This line of questioning is over. You got the cause of death already? Hanging. If there's any post-mortem trauma, it's your problem. This will not turn into a cross-examination.
Who called shots that night?
Are you deaf? There will be no singling anyone out. You can't arrest a Hardie Boy without arresting all Hardie Boys. Do you think you could do that? Do you think you could arrest them all?
A trick question. Don't let her lead the conversation.
I don't have to. One of them was more complicit than the others.
That's for the courts in Les Jardins to decide. Not for the officer making an arrest. Which we all know you won't be. What you can do right now is go back to your station and write a report.
No. We'll stay here and discuss what happened that night.
Why did you kill him?
Why? Because he was worthless mercenary scum. And he stepped out alive in my town.
So he was a mercenary, that's it?
And he stepped out alive.
What kind of mercenary?
The kind that shows up when you start a strike. The experienced kind, too. Had Cohoy and Semenine written all over him. Ex-Oranese Special Forces.
A live grenade, right here in our bar.
I can't prove it, but I know he was sent by the Wild Pines. They hired merc shit like that. Story of every strike from here to Samara.
But what did he actually do wrong?
Wrong? He harassed women.
Oh shit.
One. Harassed
That is bad.
and to kill some as a warning.
From rape to harassment to threats of violence.
Oh, that's weird. Did I just cut out? I just got a notification from OBS that like my internet died or something. That's... oh my god. Wow, yeah, it kicked everybody off my Discord stream. That's bizarre. How weird. Oh well, hopefully everybody finds their way back.
He grabbed someone?
I wonder if it's something to do with all the rain today. I don't know.
Yeah, this girl's on the mic. A beautiful girl, young. Gets into the second verse of Liver Lake. The fucker grabs her legs and starts screaming. Show me your cunt! Why don't you show me your cunt? Then, he gets knocked on the head with a wine bottle. Doesn't even fall down.
Was this the same girl who was raped?
Aren't you fucking listening? My man is talking to you. He took care of it. They got the girl out before anything else could happen.
Can you try to scan the room? How do I do that? Oh, there's a save room. Say that 5 times fast.
Yeah, me and Eugene got her out. Aren't you fucking listening?
Seems like they don't want to talk about that rape Titus mentioned. Why not? This is a serious allegation. Make them talk about it.
Who did he do this to? This is a very serious allegation.
No. You're not getting the name. That's a Martinez matter. And I'm not discussing it with you clowns.
When did this hanging incident
You don't have to
occur?
keep answering his questions.
I know, Lizzie. Relax. We killed him last Sunday night. Seemed like a good way to end the week.
I just got rain. It's been snowing all week where I am in Eastern Washington. I would love to be in Eastern Washington right now. Yeah, it flooded in SoCal today. Could have done that a month ago, you know. How long have you known the victim?
Known him? We don't associate with scum like that, asshole.
Yeah! Who do you think we are?
Yeah!
Quiet. He came around about 3 weeks ago when that Pines cow first sailed into town. Happy?
Okay, that's a
the
clue.
Pines cow. You mean Joyce Messier? The representative for White Pines? The same company you're striking against?
I'd fuck this guy. Which guy?
No. I mean the Pines cow. The stupid-ass cow they sent in to fuck us over. But you know what? Why don't you ask her about the pretty boy? I'm sure she has interesting things to say when you ask her hard enough.
Titus, yeah, he's got a vibe. He's got a you know, the good 5 o'clock shadow, the good you know, corn-fed vibe, the square jaw. I see it. No,
That's
I get
enough
it, yeah.
insinuation for today, Titus. Officer, your interview is drawing to an end. Don't waste your last questions.
How did you kill him?
We hanged him up by his neck until he got real still. Wasn't that obvious, copper?
Didn't they teach you anything at the cop school, idiot?
Anyone know a way to fix the audio issues on my end? I'm watching on YouTube if that helps. What are your audio issues, Silas? I might be able to tell you. Although I doubt it. This is the first stream I've had where I've had audio issues.
The autopsy showed there were no ligature marks. His hands were not tied. Can you explain that?
If it's just the audio like dipping out, I don't know. That's never happened before, and I wonder if that might also be just a connectivity issue and the rain is interfering. I'm really not sure. Once I move, I will be able to plug the Ethernet in and hopefully get a more sustainable connection. Although my internet in Texas is going to be a lot faster than internet here for some reason, which is funny because I'm going to be in the middle of nowhere.
The lieutenant goes in for the leg sweep.
On a literal hay
Titus
farm.
does not see it coming.
Whoa!
Look, I'm not gonna play 20 questions with you, capo. I'll say it again. We killed him.
Yeah.
I don't think they
knocked
did.
him out.
You
Came
didn't.
up behind him and clapped him in the back of the head. He went down like a sack of sand.
Yeah, I'm streaming with Wi-Fi. I know it's silly, insane. Some could call it. But since I'm moving next Saturday, it just doesn't seem like something to worry too much about.
That's right, lawman. And then we hang the fuck.
Make them a bit more uncomfortable first, then see if it all adds up.
What did you use to knock the victim out?
My fucking elbow, copper. Samaran boxing style.
Samaran boxing, or Sambo, is an eloquently violent set of one-on-one fighting moves, originating from the Samaran Isola. Sambo style implies stealth, cleverness, and cool.
Wishing you the smooth. Thank you. I mean, the connection is really good for being Wi-Fi. Good. That's nice to hear. Okay, where did all this action take place?
Right fucking here. Eugene already told you that the fuck had started coming to our bar.
Yeah, man. Weren't you listening?
Composure. I like these odds.
Titus is solid as a rock, and so are a few others. But
First tell me who's solid.
Elaine, who looks like he might be Titus's right-hand man, the least antsy of the bunch. Definitely not his first time being questioned by the police. This little rat-faced fellow is solid, too. Always fidgety, yes, but no change there. Him neither. Mostly keeps to his tomato juice, or whatever he's got there.
Who's cracking, though? Fat Angus. We didn't get any voice acting for that. He's sweating profusely, has difficulty breathing. They've smartly kept him out of the conversation thus far. Definitely the weakest link in the chain. Hey, you! You having trouble breathing over there?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Of course he's having trouble breathing. Just look at how fucking fat he is.
Fuck off, Shanky. Angus is a powerful guy. All muscle.
Keep your eye on this powerful guy. Sooner or later, he's going to break like a piece of twig.
There's something you're not telling me.
And fuck you, too, Copper. Picking on Angus like this. We're done with this schoolyard shit. And just so you know, he doesn't have trouble breathing.
Titus will not stand for fat phobia. I gotta. Oh man, YouTube comments are wild. I got a YouTube comment today on my second Trump fascism video, asking me to stop body shaming because I say that Trump is gross and doesn't take care of himself in that video, which is true. It has nothing to do with the way his body is shaped. He is gross, and he doesn't take care of himself. I don't see why that should be controversial for anybody. It certainly isn't body shaming as far as I'm concerned.
This one is a stone wall. You won't get more out of them about the night of the murder. Not yet.
I have other questions about this lynching.
Like what, Copper?
Well, you no remorse. You just murder people just like that.
How many people have you sent to the Shays? Ever felt remorse for them?
I literally don't remember.
Chaise électrique is the method of capital punishment in Revachol under the Coalition. During the suzerain's reign, it used to be the firing squad.
You're a terrible envoy of the dollar left. Yeah, I know. Sorry, not sorry. Same goes for Elon. He's even more grotesque, TBH. Hey, his toupee is something he can't control, and his skin is just naturally that orange. You can't discriminate against bone white eye sockets. Yeah, I mean, like the idea that that anybody in the that's the thing. That's why I personally don't consider it body shaming any more than I would consider it body shaming to make fun of like Henry VIII's codpiece. You know what I mean? Like, these are things that they actively do to themselves. They chose this.
Or send them to Reunion to rot. For 20 years. For life.
What's Reunion? Tell me
the
more.
River Esperance Correctional Facility, a military prison run by the Coalition, dubbed Reunion by the inmates. The origin of the name is unknown.
Honestly, I drink so much I really can't remember anyone I've sent behind bars.
Doesn't remember them.
Mm-hmm.
He just forgets. Are you hearing this, Titus?
That's right.
Ain't no use keeping a stiff catalog in your head. That's for sure.
Why don't I just arrest you?
Yeah, lawman. Why don't you?
Not in the arresting mood?
By your side, the lieutenant keeps his hand away from his holster. You hear the nylon of his coat hiss as he steps closer. Easy. Walk back from the provocation. They're armed, and they outnumber us. The lieutenant tries to establish eye contact with you. While the little rat-faced man reaches into his sleeve, there's a knife in there.
Whoa.
Some of the others reach for their belts. Their eyes
Easy. This seems like a way to get killed. Let's just talk.
Wise move. You made the right choice there. Now make another one and get the fuck out of our booth. We're not gonna do this again.
So what are we gonna do now?
Nothing. Your investigation here is done. Leave Martinez, go back to your stations where you belong.
A shred lesson learned, exactly.
I think we're going to stick around, thanks. Some things don't
I understand what kind of game this is now.
I've done this job for long enough to know that people don't just confess to first-degree murder. Even if it is a group responsibility, we're going to look into this.
Good luck with that. You've heard everything a rent-a-cop is gonna hear from us. Real law officials. You're lucky you didn't get a beat.
That's not gonna happen. Establish authority. Yeah, I don't think so. Scan the room.
No. I's here. You got business with my boys. You got business with me.
He understood what you were doing. Taking inventory of them.
Yeah! You fuck with the Hardie Boys, you fuck with Titus Hardie.
Relax, Dennis. No one is fucking you yet.
Yeah, Dennis, calm down. No one's fucking you, you stupid fuck.
Not as funny the second time, Glenn.
Let Dennis enjoy his fucking, man. We don't mind.
Yeah, you're not even being fucked, Dennis.
Easy, fellas. We got company. Let's see what brings the cop around.
Too late. You already scanned the room. You got a pretty good picture.
Picture of what?
Fucking say something already!
You still haven't explained the bullet I found in the hangman's head.
You still on about that bullet? A bullet in a hangman's head. You're right, copper. That is mighty curious.
Just wrote my first video essay, now I gotta make it. How long does it take? Depends on the length of the essay. And it depends on what kind of thing you're doing. If you're using a bunch of clips, it's probably gonna take longer than it is if you are filming yourself. In my experience, at least.
Indeed. Mighty. How did it get there?
Like I would say the rough cut of, so the Sound of Freedom video is like an hour and a half long. The rough cut of that, I had that done in a day. And then it was just adding clips or whatever. That took maybe another 5 days. And then it was like a huge pain in the ass trying to get it to export properly. So that took another 2 or 3 days.
Well, there are so many bullets in the world, and so many heads. I guess it's only logical. At some point, one of them bullets had to end up in one of them heads.
It's bound to happen again, you know? Just statistically speaking, of course.
I think the hanging was a cover-up for the shooting.
You know what I think? I think he was shot in the head as a kid, and his brain grew around the bullet.
Thanks for mentioning Funding Fridays in that video, by the way. Super interesting channel. Yeah, it's a great channel. I keep meaning to reach out for them for the dissertation. I'm sure they seem reachable. I don't know. We'll see.
Around the bullet, man. That's a good one.
Did you guys shoot him?
Shit! I probably did shoot him. I was drunk last night. You guys know me when I'm drunk.
Yeah, Glenn likes to shoot his guns when he's drunk. Better hope he stays sober.
No, he meant before he was hanged. Did you shoot him before you hanged him?
Before? After? During? This is getting ridiculous. They told you what happened. Stop wasting your time.
I'm going to ask you again, why was this in the victim's head?
Wow! He's got it in a real evidence bag and all!
Why don't you go home and log it into evidence? These men have told you what happened.
Don't worry, we will figure this out sooner or later.
Never been worried in my life, Lawman.
It's not like you blew it wide open, but there's a little crack in there somewhere.
I want to talk about the hanging again. That'll probably just take me to same
just get the dead guy's
dialogue
autograph,
tree, but
since you're his biggest fan.
We'll just check it. Yeah. No more questions.
Fucking time.
This is not going to go well for me. I don't trust that this is a choice that's not going to get me killed, so I'm just going to take off. Bye-bye. Okay.
Yes?
Nothing. I thought you may have something to say about it, but I can see I was mistaken. Let's go exploring. Save scum here and fail to check. Try it. Yeah, sure. Fuck it.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
Establish authority.
Establish
Damn it.
Yes. Authority. Feverish thoughts race through your mind.
Kim, I need your gun.
Why?
This is not what he thinks it is. This is a great idea. I'm afraid it's not what you think it is either.
Well, me? Who is it? What is it?
Yes, you. Stop talking out loud. You sound like you're unraveling.
This is gonna go poorly for me. Everybody calm down. This is only a demonstration. Kim, give me your gun.
What in the name of fuck are you doing?
But I don't want to give you my gun. Not after the last time.
The fuck is happening, Titus? What are they whispering about?
Easy, Shanks. I want to see where this is going.
Trust me, Kim. I am merely flesh.
Merely what? Be careful. It's loaded.
Hell yeah.
Good. Now put it in your mouth.
Nope, I want to point it at them. I don't want to put it in my mouth.
I want to point it at them. Quit your whining. Everyone knows how to do
God.
that. You're a special one.
Oh no.
You're going to point it at yourself. Go ahead. Show them.
Oh no.
What are you doing?
This is a terrible idea.
Genuine panic.
I can't believe I listened to you people. Oh my god.
Hey, fellas, you getting any of this?
Jesus Christ. You will never forget what happens in 5 seconds if you don't respect me.
Fellas, Carl's really threatening to off himself. This is insane.
No, that is not what is happening. This show is unnecessary. Give me my gun now.
He's desperately trying to offer a counter-narrative. There is none.
These are my thoughts. This is my head. I'm embarrassed for myself.
Lips. Corrosive. Once as a child, you put your tongue against the rail. It was winter. That was a long time ago.
The fuck is he saying?
Some insane shit.
Nothing. Give me the gun.
I already lost the roll. There's no way out of this for me. I'm just gonna give the gun back to Kim. Okay.
Thank you. Nothing
Sorry
to
you
worry
don't get
about
to see me blow my brains
My
out.
partner likes to play these jokes. Here's what you call dark.
Dark? What the fuck was that, you carnies? We haven't seen RCM in 4 years, and this shows up?
I knew he wasn't gonna do it, though. I knew he'd pussy out.
No.
Reload the save.
I
Absolutely
still
not.
have
What
Lena.
for?
He has that look.
Ooh. Theo, you're new. Yes, no, enjoy my funny
Do
joke.
not think your failed suicide attempt will win you any pity from these men. Do not expect them to forget it either.
It's gonna have some lasting effect on Kim and some checks. Ugh.
Again, it was a dark joke. Maybe we should go for a little walk, Joker, before we continue. Jogging around seems to have a positive effect on you.
Yes. Get the serotonin running. Keeps those bad thoughts away.
You know what? No, I like a I like a soft suicide attempt for Raphael Ambrosius Casto. I think it fits. So we are not going to reload. We're not going to save scum. This is what happened in this playthrough, and there's no getting around it.
What in the name of hell was that supposed to be? The theatrical suicide attempt. We need to talk about it.
It was. Do we have to?
We do. I was able to recontextualize it as a dark joke. I will not be able to recontextualize it the next time. I understand you sometimes employ extreme interrogation tactics, but I want you to understand that was too extreme. We can't have RCM officers going around putting guns in their mouths. We can't afford to have that image. Few institutions can.
I am sorry I put you in this position,
No
Kim.
need to apologize. Just keep your gun out of your mouth and we'll be alright.
I don't have a gun. Let's do some exploring now that it's daytime. I feel energized. Oh, a thought.
What's that? Could it be the Madaka? No, it's probably just your imagination ringing in your ear.
Is it? Is there a ringing?
There seems to be an extremely high-pitched ring. Ultrasonic. Lena said it was very high-pitched, right? It's like something tickles your ear. Lena also said that it couldn't be heard by any other animal, including humans. What you're hearing must just be a regular bird. Honestly, your ear isn't hearing a whole lot.
It doesn't count as sorry cop if I'm apologizing to Kim.
The traffic. But, admittedly, there is a high-pitched noise somewhere there too. But then, isn't there always?
Move your head toward the sound.
Oh no. The sound. It's moving away. Somewhere over there. Go after it. No. Too late. It's gone. There is no ringing anymore. Just the sound of the streets.
Come back,
Keep
please.
your
Listen
ears
more.
peeled, then. If the species really has migrated to Martinez, you're sure to hear it again.
Ooh, look. Detective Costeau is almost a go. Bars. You heard it, the mysterious Coldomama Dakwa. You're certain that you did. Well, maybe not quite certain, but let's say you're hopeful. Because it would make you very special to be the only human being who can hear this invisible incorporeal bird, this animate whisper, this particle of sound. You're going to have to keep listening. Sharpen your ear. I'm internalizing this thought next. Prove your authority to ties Hardie. Okay. Find speed. Yeah, doy. Find Morell. Okay. Noted. Let's do another level up, no? Maybe in logic? No, electrochemistry I'm cool with. Can't believe you haven't internalized Mazovian socioeconomics yet. Shake my head, Level up logic. Bloodborne would not be a big pivot from this playthrough of this game. I think Bloodborne may be next, although nothing would cheer me up right now like a good Fallout playthrough. I don't know, we'll see. I don't know if you know yet, but you use skill points to expand your thought cabinet? Oh, no, I did not know that. I will level up logic and just keep a skill point. Have you played Dark Souls? I haven't. Elden Ring is the only FromSoft game I have played. OG Fallout or a different Fallout? Probably either 3 or New Vegas. I think that'd be fun.
Necromancer pig? That shit was dark. Going in there like that. Oh, brutal shit. Tell me, Cuno dies. You gonna pick one out of his brain like that too? Cuno's gonna go out in a hail of bullets. Gonna look like a fucking porcupine.
Porta Rosa, a side alley of the Boogie Street Spearhead. A young man in his early 20s approaches patrol officer Emil Mullins and asks for a cigarette. As Officer Mullins reaches in his coat pocket for the pack of Astra he just purchased this morning, the man shoots him point blank in his chest.
Shit.
Breathless, the patrol officer collapses in the gutter. His right hand is grabbing the armor on his chest. The bullet didn't pierce it, but he can't breathe. On the pavement, the patter of the perpetrator's feet growing distant.
Cuno, my ugly son.
Bleed, pig. Someone opens a window and says, but Emil cannot see who. His sight grows dim with pain.
I'll be there for you, Cuno.
Yeah.
I have more questions about the crime scene.
Yeah? The kingdom of Cuno? The fuck do you want with it?
I want to ask all these questions. The ladder, ever climb it?
Look at that fucking shit! You're trying to get Cuno killed!
So you would say the ladder is unclimbable?
Fuck does Cuno know? Cuno's not a fucking acrobat.
The lieutenant takes a quick note in his notebook.
It's a trap, Cuno! Don't climb it, Cuno!
I was wondering about the trash
Don't
container.
be wondering about Cuno's shit.
Breakthrough imminent. I found something of mine in there. Maybe Perp stashed something in there too. Might even be a solid lead.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Why the fuck are you telling this shit to Cuno?
I do not know. There's a stack of Eternite back there.
That's just some shit roofing gimps left behind. Lazy dinks.
There it is. That strange feeling again. As if there was more than meets the eye about that pile of roofing material.
Don't have a single normal thing to say.
We are way beyond normal already. We are in the Star Chamber.
Better not bother the lieutenant with my star chamber. He wouldn't understand.
Are you having a seizure in Cuno's yard now?
Yes, some shit Gimps left behind. Were those Gimps left-handed?
The fuck are you talking about? Cuno doesn't know what handed Gimps they were.
Trying to get you to talk gimp, Cuno. Don't talk.
Bye, Peter. Good luck on your assignment. You can't hide it. I see without vision with my inner eye.
Inner eye? What are you talking about? Ask me a normal question, pig.
They're trying to make you feel stupid, Cuno.
You glance again at the roofing material in front of the shack. Yes, you should go back there.
Okay, I might have questions later.
Yeah, whatever. Cuno doesn't give a shit.
You gotta use speed. Let's ask who's Cuno first.
Cuno's Cuno, pig?
It's always Cuno, never I. Clearly the kid's using the third-person perspective as a shield.
Do you refer to yourself in third person to distance yourself from the situation? You refer to yourself in third person. No, let's pick this one.
The fuck are you calling a third person? Cuno's the fucking first person?
Watch out, Cuno! He's trying to fiddle you! He's gonna put his hands on you! Help! Pig's got Cuno! Help! Rape!
Help! He's got the Cuno, help!
Everyone can hear.
Oh my lord.
You need to get the hell out of here before.
Just answer the questions.
Help! He's digging his dick out!
Fuck's sake.
Cuno! His dick is out! You're afraid!
Oh god.
Pigs in here, Cuno! Somebody, please!
How did we get here? How did this happen? This makes no sense. There may still be a way out. Just appeal to his reason.
Are you high right now? Don't punch him, it's a bad idea. These are not terrible odds. This is a red check, it cannot be retried. Oh god. Oh, I'm nervous. Fuck.
You didn't shut him down. Your fat fist didn't meet its target. Instead, it pulled you down.
Oh, my arm and my fucking knee, dude.
I can't believe this shit. Can no one stop the Cuno? Pig, Cuno thought you had this. What happened? Cuno can't do anything now.
Fucked your shoulder, fucked your knee, fucked your fat body up.
Kim, do something. No! Stop laughing!
Behind the face makes it a point.
Cuno made you his fucking...
The lieutenant isn't laughing at all.
Let's just get back to it. Get the fuck up. Get up. Faster. Get up.
Cuno beat the shit out of the popo. Beat your fucking knee off.
I regret that choice.
I told you not to tempt such forces. Now, how about we go and do something worth the public's time?
Day 2 is for embarrassment.
Detective
Exactly.
Cousteau.
Yay!
Monsieur Cousteau, the reward for coming up with your classy new name has arrived. What are the attributes Detective Cousteau should gain in? Obviously, savoir-faire and esprit de corps. You know exactly what they do and what those words mean. They're refined, like you. You have a ton of that fancy stuff. And if the world can't accept Raphael Ambrosius is your name, you will always be Detective Cousteau to yourself. R.A. Cousteau, sophisticated culture detective, specializes in ancient things and art.
That's right, except... Hell yeah! I'm satisfied with this choice. I can't internalize any more thoughts, correct? Unlock. Oh! I get it. Okay. I said I was gonna do the Cult of Madaka, right? Yes, I want this internalized. Okay. Oh, maybe we can go after that map. Let's try it. The fuck? Okay. Anyone else get stuttering again? Sorry, y'all. It's gotta be my connection. Since this has never been a problem before. Who are you? Good one?
Yes? Hello?
Who are you?
Me? No one. I'm just a working class woman.
Yeah, that's what your label says.
She doesn't really want to be disturbed that much. If she's such a working class woman, why isn't she working?
Tommy would fix it. Shouldn't a working class woman be working?
Not all the time. Right now I'm browsing books. Even a working class woman needs something to read.
Good.
It is.
I'm a policeman.
I know you are.
Do you need the help of a policeman?
What with?
I don't know.
What with? A lot of things. For example, people tend to go missing.
Maybe your husband is missing.
My husband? No, he's not.
Well, where is he then?
I don't know. At home now?
God, I'm being
Out
such a
drinking
weirdo.
with his friends? Working?
I expect nothing less from Raphael Ambrosius Casto.
Where is this going,
Costo.
officer?
Excuse me. So what I'm hearing is you don't really know where your husband is.
Yes, but I don't really need to know where my husband is. Not all the time.
Would you like to?
No.
No, I'm gonna keep going with this. I can totally help you find your missing husband.
Why are
I
we
would do
still
that for
talking
you.
about this? I haven't lost my husband.
It's got to be something else then. Why else would you be asking her if it wasn't?
Maybe your cockatoo is missing.
I don't mean to disrespect, sir, but you are being a bit of a cockatoo here.
For what it's worth, I agree. But cockatoos can't be stopped when they get ladies. It's better to indulge him at this point.
I was asking about your cockatoo. Is it missing or not?
I don't even have a cockatoo. And guess what?
It's a trap. Never ever say what.
What?
Even if I had, it wouldn't be missing.
Okay, cockatoo not missing. I just wanted to make sure.
Great.
Great, got it. I know exactly what she means by me being a cockatoo, but we might as well just ask anyway.
Go read up on them if you're so interested. There's a great book in the bookstore.
Maybe you should. What if the cockatoo is your astral captain? or your heraldic
That's
urn.
incredible. I will go find a book about a cockatoo. Thank you.
Wonderful. The store is open.
Maybe your children are missing?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, well, where are they
Are
then?
you a policeman or a nanny?
Nanny, where are they?
They are not missing, sir.
Okay.
You know where they are. They're at home, smoking, giving the ladder of vices a chance.
They're at home, right? Smoking cigarettes.
What? That's just... My daughters are perfectly fine. They're with their friends down in Shamrock. There's nothing to worry about. They're almost grown up now anyway. They're past the age they need me protecting them from everything now.
Maybe you're right. Maybe they aren't missing. Tell me something else. That's all, I guess. Watch your brass books.
Her hands move over the book covers. The tips of her fingers look rough, stained with yellow. It seems like she has spent a lot of time at work, smoking. Another comrade, years of labor are pressing down on her shoulders. She deserves a hug for all the work she's done for mankind.
Send it. Give her a
Step
hug.
in and close your arms around this foreign body, wandering astray in touch.
What a
There's
bad
small
choice.
movement beneath your hands as you shut your eyes. Then a tiny voice breaks out and asks.
What is happening?
She seems to be confused.
Another
Your
death,
hands
really?
are wrapped around her polyester coat. The fabric feels cold, moist from the sea nearby.
Let go.
She steps back and returns her attention to books, pretending this hug didn't happen.
Mm-hmm. Okay, then. That's all.
The woman before you nods and returns to her reading.
I think we both feel different. Let's see if we can get that map, and then that'll be it for tonight, I think. Ooh, 2 thoughts. Everyone knows the most interesting thing about fascists was their magic. Yeah, it's a real shame that we let fascists have mysticism. That's not fair. We gotta reclaim that. I genuinely think that's very
sulfur-crested
important.
cockatoo sits on the cover, its beak slightly open. It looks as if the bird is calling out the book title, From A to Zurich, a guide to a well-behaved cockatoo.
Silver-crested cockatoos are very cute. I would love to have one. What about this guide to cockatoos, storekeeper?
It's a must-have if you own a cockatoo. I've heard they're quite capricious.
I don't want to buy it. I want to steal it. I will leave and then try to steal it. And if I don't succeed, then this will be my save scum for the
A
evening.
sulfur-crested cockatoo sits on the cover, its beak slightly open. Slowly, you move your hand toward the tome of cockatoos. Before you reach the book, you're interrupted.
Do we really need to do this?
We do.
I think not.
We do. And we will do it again.
A sulfur-crested cockatoo sits on the cover. You wait
Yay.
for the storekeeper to be distracted.
It's mine.
When she's not looking, you haul the tome of cockatoos into your pocket. It's quite a challenge, but eventually, the guide to the cockatoos is yours. Splendid effort.
Okay. Now about this map.
Several maps have been attached to... The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of Insulinda, a map of Revachol, and a map of Martinez.
I want to buy the map of Martinez, please.
Informed of your surroundings.
Look at the map of Insulin.
This large map displays archipelagos. You see a constellation of small dots on the light blue emptiness of the Insulindic Ocean. The largest in the northeast is La Caillou. You are here. Another far away in the southwest, Seminese Islands, Ile de Fantôme.
What else?
Ozon, Laurentide, Fas a la Mer, Archipelagos, North Arcade Islands, all just specks of dust on the vastness of the Insulindic. On the edges of the map, the color fades into a blur of dotted lines, black and white. disintegrating into mathematics. In the northeast, a dust mite stands on the north coast of Caillou in a bookstore. It's you. Radiating outwards from you, the suzerain Revachol, with a radius of 80 kilometers. Still, the crown jewel of this Isola would be barely visible.
Squint first. Can you see cities on the islands?
You can. On Caillou, Revachol, a single black star. On Ozon, Fondelier, and Vimandu. On archipelagos, Croyan Moran, Villiers. On Semenine, Olduvai, and on Laurentide, Deora of the Seven Seas. 850 million people live on these little dots, an oceanic world of culture and commerce torn apart by history.
Look at the edges.
The ocean breaks apart into a tangle of cosines and azimuths, all pointing into pale nothingness. Windy is the north azimuth. Grad is the northeast azimuth. Samara is the east azimuth. Seol is the west azimuth. Isolas, they're called. Connections to other worlds. Words past the Insulindian, unknown to you. You only know you've never been there. You have little idea what they are. Distant stars, gods, but looking at them makes you feel almost non-existent. Whatever they are, the Isolas are immeasurably large compared to you, and very, very far away.
Hello, Miss Sudi. Mind if I call you Morbin? Go ahead. My name is Mariana, in case you wondered.
Perhaps they are gods. Gods of distance and outer dust.
Okay, leave. Let's check out this map. Find your heraldic bird. Let's interact with this bird.
A cockatoo is a
bird
parrot
book.
with an erectile crest, found on the Semenine Islands and in southern Fas a la Mer. Known for their intelligence and general precociousness, cockatoos are popular birds in aviculture. However, they often exhibit various behavioral issues.
Cockatoos are very good dancers. That's what I know about them. And they love to scream. What more?
This book talks about the delicate nature of twos, as well as introducing some of the most popular species among the bird enthusiasts. The funeral cockatoo, the major majestic cockatoo, and the most common bang bang cockatoo. It's colorfully illustrated.
Okay, what problems do these birds have?
Where to even begin? All cockatoos are
Do they
known
reflect
for their
my
needy
problems?
natures, requiring attention for at least 2 full hours a day.
Me too.
They love to talk and have been described as lovable clowns who just don't know how to wrap up.
Aw, I could handle that. It would be nice to have someone to talk to when feeling lonely. Aw.
Pet owners also report moodiness, loudness, and hostility as recurring issues. If left unsatisfied,
Acquire
cockatoos
cockatoo.
may scream non-stop, pluck their feathers, or become aggressive.
That's pretty bad.
It is
Anything
not
else?
recommended to get a cockatoo if you're not able to cook them food every day and give them the full care that they need.
Clowns
These
mentioned.
birds will never understand that you have a life of your own.
But there has to be something great about cockatoos
You're
also.
right. Cockatoos are magnificent creatures. They love to perform, cuddle and show off, and will even scream for fun, often as loud as up to 135 decibels. Ouch. That must hurt. Not great for the neighbors.
Read about the funeral cockatoo.
This is a yellow-tailed black cockatoo. Its specific name, Psittacus venereus, relates to its dark and somber plumage. This bird looks as if dressed for a funeral, 24/7. There is something indisputably ominous about it.
Sounds to me like there's a black cockatoo. What's it called? It's not called a funeral cockatoo. They made that up. It's called a... I'm sorry. This is very important. It's very important that we... black palm cockatoo. That's right. Everybody look it up so you know what I'm talking about. Cool. Read about the major majestic cockatoo. They're talking about, I think, a major Marshall cockatoo. They're pink.
Perhaps the most impressive of all the species, the endangered major majestic cockatoo, is often described as the most flamboyant bird in the jungle. Its pink-colored wings and flowing crest embellishing its proud and bumptious nature. In the words of poet-explorer Sir James Fournier, few birds more enliven the monotonous hues of the verdant forest than this big, bold, and beautiful species.
Read about the most common bang-bang cockatoo.
Despite its banging name, the bang-bang cockatoo is actually the shyest of the species, common in almost all Seminoles forests, as well as zoos and homes all over the world. Its plumage is mainly grey and white. The Seminoles name, Bang Bang, is thought to be of onomatopoeic origins.
Bone and tinder, I'm going to be inheriting an African grey. My neighbors will not be happy. Oh, but that's good that whoever has that bird has, you know, made plans for it. African greys are sweetie pies. Honestly, this bird does sound a bit like me, yeah.
Yes, but all those cockatoo species are so different. Which one are you?
I think I am a grey and common bang-bang cockatoo. That's me.
You're right. You're the mediocrity embodied.
Fuck you.
This unsung bird belongs on your heraldry.
Nothing mediocre about it. There's no such thing as a mediocre cockatoo. Okay, let's look at this map.
The worn map features the patchwork grid of the streets of Martinez, with directions to appropriately touristy locations. Year 48 resides on the upper right corner.
Trace a path through the grid.
Your finger moves through the various streets, across Rue de Saint-Ghislain and Rue Saint-Sipar, over Saint-Brun and Martinez North, finally coming to a halt on the spot where you are currently standing, although the map gives no such indication itself.
For a more detailed view of the map, go to your journal and select the map tab.
I think I will. Put the map away. Hey! There it is. Okay, so we're here. Is this the map of the... Somebody tell me, is this the map of the entire game, or are there additional maps and additional... or at least additional areas? Or does the entire... there's the boat. Does the entire story take place in just Martinez? I'm very excited to go see this Ferris wheel. Oh. And look at all of these fellows with guns. That doesn't seem like a friendly place. But we're gonna go there. Cool. Okay, we got a map. This is it. Full map. Just work days. Okay. Now we know. Okay. A thought. That hair poster. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It is David Bowie. No. Okay. Productive day. We got humiliated. We learned about cockatoos. We learned about cryptids. We got a map. I'm happy with that. I'm gonna cut it off here because I gotta go read some more film theory for this meeting I have tomorrow. And take notes on it, but I will return on Monday at 7 and continue this. I don't next Thursday, a week from today, I gotta skip that stream because I need to take my desk and my desk chair to the truck and put it in there in order to move. So since I won't have a computer, I will not be streaming. I probably won't stream that following Monday either because I will be in the process of moving again, but I'll be back that following Thursday. So next Monday and then Thursday after that. See y'all then. Bye-bye. Thanks everybody for being here. Makes me happy. And my car got towed yesterday. I paid like $300 to get it out. So I was in a kind of a pissy mood and this made me happier. So thank you everybody for being here. I will see you on Monday. Good night.